Adria. I'm the director for the Maine Bureau of Veterans Services, and I oversee a state agency that provides services to veterans in Maine. I'm not from Maine, I'm from New Hampshire originally. After graduating from high school, I went to school in New York. I graduated from West Point. I've been a lot of different places I didn't expect to be. I was living in North Carolina before moving to Maine, but I definitely had concerns about finding a job after being in the Army for 10 years. My husband and I were looking at going, as I was separating from the Army, going back to New Hampshire, where my whole family was. And as we looked at property and we looked at the price of property, and I saw my mom, who was reaching retirement age, thinking of how she was going to continue to pay for her property tax, we thought, maybe this isn't actually the best financial investment for us. So we started looking at Maine. We were looking for waterfront property, and there's a lot of water in Maine, and you have a lot of opportunities to buy something that is affordable, on the water, and have not two houses, which I think a lot of people have to do if they're going to have a summer home, which is unaffordable for most people these days. The former director of the Bureau of Veterans Services reached out to me and he said, "I'm thinking of retiring. I think you'd be great at this. If you're open to it, would you come and have an interview?" And I did, and here I am today. If a veteran has an issue that they don't know how to navigate, if you end up in the category where you are a veteran or your spouse was a veteran, you're the dependent of a veteran, you can come to the Maine Bureau of Veterans Services for anything. In my role as the director of the Maine Bureau of Veterans Services, I am technically on paper the primary public advocate for veterans in Maine, and that is advocacy for any area that touches their life, whether it's benefits, medical care, employment, education benefits. We also have claims specialists who can help them file a claim with the VA, and we have really an excellent cemetery system for the long-term memorialization of veterans and their family members in Maine. Really anything from start to finish. We help veterans navigate the systems in Maine and help get them connected to the federal benefits and the resources if they need that. So I think the state of Maine is and should be a real attractive place for veterans to come and make a next transition. The military provides a lot of comfort because things are the same, but Maine can provide the same level of comfort that a lot of people don't know. We have an amazing network of employers, of state agencies, of committed people who want to take the skills that veterans possess, that they have honed over the past years in conflict areas, and bring them to our workforce, which is in need. We need people to come to Maine, and we want people to enjoy it. We don't want people just to come and leave. We want people to raise a family, make it home, and I think Maine provides a quality of life that you just can't get other places. You can make it an affordable decision to come to Maine and live in a vacation spot, and it's not called vacation land for nothing. The family unit is really taken care of in Maine. We have something called the Maine Military Community Network, which is a family-based community to support military members, whether they're serving currently in the National Guard, the Reserves, on active duty here in Maine, or if they're a veteran. And we're all connected. The Veterans Services groups, all the Veteran Services organizations, and the Maine Military Community Network are connected. So if a family member is struggling, whether it's in employment or education benefits, trying to find the right school system, or if their children are having trouble because a veteran is having some readjustment issues, just issues at home with another move, we have a lot of services and other connections to make sure that the family unit remains strong, because we know how important it was while serving on active duty or in the Reserves or National Guard full time anyway. I think another very, very important and compelling reason for veterans to consider Maine when moving here is something we have called the Veteran Dependent Educational Benefit. The VDEB, as we call it, is really an important next step decision that I think people need to make when thinking about where to make their final home if they're transitioning from the military. The VDEB provides a veteran who is 100% permanent and total disabled. It provides the veteran's dependents, spouse and family members, children, with free college education at any University of Maine system. I think that is a remarkable benefit considering the cost of education and the cost of finding a salary. When you're 100% permanent disabled, your calculus of where to make your next decision is important. It really changes where you're going to make a life, and you want to make a life that's good for your family and your kids, and you don't want to prevent them from being able to take advantage because you're not be able to provide the income that you once did. I think Maine is really on top of other states when it comes to taking care of the family. Veterans in Maine are really lumped in a couple different categories, and one of them we have are specifically retirees. And we call them retirees and we call them separate because they have a retirement pension that other veterans don't have. There's disability pensions and there's retirement pensions. Just recently, the state of Maine approved a free income tax for Maine military retirees. So if Maine is your state of residence, you receive no income tax, or no income tax is taken on your military retirement. So not only do you have a disability income that you're getting for compensation from the VA, but you also have no income tax on your military retirement. Military veterans oftentimes say that finding meaningful work once leaving the military is difficult. They're looking for a job they want, something that really fulfills something, not something they need financially. And I think having a tax-free retirement and being able to find meaningful work makes Maine a compelling place to find your next step. So if you're a veteran moving to Maine, why should your family be as excited as you are about moving to Maine? Your family should be excited because after you've spent years in the military with a family network, you'll have a network for your family here. It won't just be you and your family isn't cared for. Your family is cared for here. If you're a 100% permanent and total disabled veteran, the state of Maine offers your children and your spouses a free education at any University of Maine system school. If you're a military retiree, the state of Maine does not tax your retirement pension, which means significant more take-home income for you and your family. After years in the military where your family was cared for, sometimes it doesn't feel like your family's cared for outside. The state of Maine understands this and appreciates what your family needs as well as you. For years, home has been where your country needed you. Now that the choice is yours, choose Maine for your next home and join the Hire a Vet campaign today. I'm Adria Horn and I live and work in Maine.